Today we're going to be talking about a useful tool when working with matrices, and the topic is called determinants. And a determinant is something that we use when we solve a system of equations using matrices. And I know you've learned how to solve systems by graphing using substitution and elimination, but this is yet another tool that we will be using to solve systems of equations. So a determinant. If you have a 2 by 2 matrix, say like this, say with entries A, B, and C, D, the determinant of that matrix, which we write with straight lines as symbols, kind of similar to absolute value symbols, is found by crossing basically A and D, multiplying them together, and then subtracting B and C, crossing the other way. So if we want to evaluate the determinant of this matrix here with negative 4, 2 and negative 6, 3, we're just basically going to cross. We're going to say negative 4 times 3 minus, and you're going to cross the other way, B times C, or 2 times negative 6. And when we do that, we have negative 12 plus 12, which ends up giving us 0. So the value of that determinant, of the determinant of that matrix, is 0. Okay, so that's how we figure that out. If we want to do, and I should have actually written, what we're finding is the determinant of that matrix. Here is the symbol that we use for determinant. Same entries, just with the straight lines. Okay, so next one. If we have a 2 by 2 matrix with entries 9, 0, and 4, negative 3, to find the determinant of that, if I write the symbols correctly, all right, we're just going to cross just like before. So we're going to say 9 times negative 3 minus, cross the other way, 4 times 0. And so we end up with negative 27 minus 0, which gives us negative 27. Okay, so now let's move on to some larger matrices. Let's say we want to find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix, and I've put in all of the entries using variables. Basically, what you do is write your symbols for your determinant, and then you are going to write the first 2 columns right next to it. Okay, and we are actually going to go ahead and go on a diagonal again. I'm going to change the color a little bit here. We are going to multiply A, E, and I together. We are going to add to it BF and B times F times G, and then add to it C times D times H. So let's write that out. So we're going to have A, E, I plus B, F, G plus C, D, H. And now we're going to go the other way. So we're going to go diagonally from C, E to G. But now when we go the other way, we subtract. So you can write this as minus C, E, G. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's see if we can get rid of that scribble here. Come on. Just let me move that so I can go to the undo. There we go. All right, so now let's try that again. So we want to subtract CEG, going the other way as well. We want to subtract AFH, and now we want to subtract BDI. Okay, so when your diagonal is going from left to right downward, you are adding them. When you are going from right to left downward, you are subtracting them. So it just takes a little bit of practice just to get this down. So if we want to find the determinant of the following, say we want to write this as a determinant, 5, 1, 3, 0, 4, 2, 2, negative 1, 0. Now we need to rewrite the first two columns next to it. So we've got 5, 1, 3, 0, 4, 2. And now we want to go ahead, multiply diagonally. So we've got 5 times 4 times 0. Then you're going to add the next diagonal going to the right. 0 times -1 times 3. Keep going diagonally to the right. 2 times 1 times 2. Add that. Okay. Now we need to go the other way, and I've run out of room as you've noticed, so I'm going to go on to the next line here. We need to subtract now, since we're going the other way. 2 times 4 times 3. Subtract the next diagonal. 5 times -1 times 2. And subtract the last diagonal. I want that to be a minus. So minus 0 times 1 times 0. And now we can actually just do the math here. So 5 times 4 times 0 gave us 20. 0 times -1 times 3. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 times 4 times 0 gave us 0. I missed the 0. My goodness. Okay, so 5 times 4 times 0 is 0. 0 times -1 times 3, that also gives us 0. 2 times 1 times 2 gives us 4. -2 times 4 times 3 gives us -24. -5 times -1 times 2 gives us +10. And 0 times 1 times 0 gives us 0. So we have 0 plus 0 plus 4 minus 24 plus 10 minus 0. And so now we just have to do the arithmetic. So basically we don't need our zeros, of course. So we have 4 minus 24, which gives us -20, plus 10 gives us -10. So the value of that determinant is -10. And this is a tool, like I said, that we will be using next time to actually find the solution to a system of equations, but we're going to use matrices to do that. So thank you for joining me.